kind of making a family racing video and content for the channel at the same time. And we are truly honoured, actually, to be involved in this. Look, I've got a Vulcan and 2 Aston Endurance racing cars chasing us. They want to go. I'm trying. It's like getting planning for this, because it seems quite a picturesque area.
Yeah.
How are you?
Very well, and you?
Good to meet you.
Yeah,
how's things?
Hello.
Hello.
Good. How are you
Meet
doing?
you. Good.
Cool.
Good. Perfect. Can you park just behind the fence?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure thing. Okay,
you.
thanks. Okay, so we had ideas of turning out to like a picturesque Ascari, which it is that way, but this way they're doing this. So all the diggers that you see, the plan is to make this new clubhouse effectively. A flicker here. Look at this. Sim lounge. Oh, that's cool. So that's the existing infrastructure. Like it's going to be this Racing Unleashed sim lounge here, which is cool. Look at the garage. Amazing. Wow. It's so cool. What a pad. This is going to be so special. Hello, how are you? I'm James. How are you?
Hello, how are you doing?
How's things? Good. You guys are very busy. Have lots going on.
The construction, it's a crazy days, yes.
Crazy day.
But it looks like it's going to be worth it. It looks like it's going to be very special.
You're doing so very good.
Yeah, just an amazing project. Basically, they're building like the sort of, imagine a exclusive golf club for petrol heads. That's what it'll be.
Okay, the track is 5.4 kilometers long, 26 corners, 13 right and 13 left, 12.2 meters wide. Is the 80% of the corners are blind, so it's you need to do many laps to learn it. We have a lot of birds in this area, and for not creating an impact, we have to keep it in white and green. We can split the track in different configurations, especially for single seaters. Because forgetting the telemetry is a little bit difficult with such a long track. So here you have, for example, a transfer on your left, and you can do only section 1, 1+2, 1+3. This is section 2, for example. We call it Academy track, and we can wet it. So we use it for braking exercises, for slaloms. When we built the track, we only moved 10 trees,
Wow.
and only 2 of them dead. So, but the finca, the landscape was like this. So yeah, so we didn't cut any trees or so. As I told you earlier, we respect as maximum the environment. We have special gravel beds in the most dangerous areas. It's called Sepiolita, and it's for not scratching the cars. If you go out of the track, we don't damage your toy.
Silverstone could do with some of that stuff. Much longer than I thought it was, and it's wide, isn't it too?
Yeah, it's 12.2 meters. So
Proper piece of tarmac.
yeah,
Stunning.
this is like the Petit Eau Rouge. We call it the Petit Eau Rouge, but the exit is to the left and not to the right.
So when the circuit was constructed, was there inspiration from other corners around
Yeah, right.
the world?
You're right. Yeah.
I mean, this is the ultimate petrol heads paradise, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's quite
Definitely.
incredible.
It's the one I told you earlier.
Uh-huh.
We have a platform here up, so you can set up or you can do the interviews from there
Okay.
and place the cars here.
May we have a look?
Sure.
Okay.
Be careful when you jump out of the car because
Bang.
there you go. It's not the first time that someone
Falls over. Yeah, it is.
I mean, stunning views. Unbelievable.
It's dream stuff, isn't it?
Dream stuff. I can't believe it's the first time I've been here. You know, I've like, this is a place that you've heard about for years and years and years. That there's this,
I know.
this private circuit in Spain, Ascari. You know, it's really proper, super picturesque as well. we basically, no matter where you point the camera here, you're going to get incredible shots. I think this is going to be a better place for the interviews than next to the JCB.
What do you mean? I don't know what the problem
Coffee's
is.
great though. The coffee up there.
It's just a long coffee run back.
Yeah, exactly. You also have an off-road track or no?
Yes.
You have off-road as well?
Yeah, but we don't use it.
No.
So now it's a little bit...
Rough.
Yeah.
A bit too off-road.
Yeah, you said too, bro. You don't know where is the track. So we have a baggy track as well.
Okay.
Over there.
Brilliant.
It's for speed baggies.
Okay. Okay, so this is the first time that I've been to the Ascari race circuit. I guess I never thought I'd come under these circumstances. First of all, we've got cars of this caliber here. That is a VALKYRIE AMR Pro. We have a previous generation Aston GTE. We have a Vulcan right here. Pretty special. Come on. Gulf liveried DBR9. This is truly, truly special stuff. And we have a V12 Vantage. All of these are real previous podium setters in WEC, in Le Mans, some special drivers, and the drivers themselves are coming down and joining us today. The track has been rented exclusively privately for us. However, it is somewhat under construction. So we've sort of got this like balance of massive construction and a private racing circuit. But the vision for this, as you've just seen on screen, is incredible. And the idea, the concept of the new owners, is to make this one of, if not the best, private members club for sort of exclusive track experiences where you become a member. I've had an early insight into what that membership might look like. Right now, I'll just say extremely exclusive. And the investment going into this place to make it the new Ascari, as you've seen, is no joke. It's substantial. We've just been on the first sighting lap here. I mean, look at all of this. This is the whole pit lane. The whole pit lane is being rebuilt, new garages. And imagine ultra exclusive golf resort meets Petrolhead's paradise. So you've got racetrack in the most beautiful setting. I mean, look, we've got mountains in the backdrop here. Over 5 kilometers of 12.2 meter wide, blissfully smooth asphalt, combined with a lot of investment going into making this certainly Europe's best private automotive playground. And the idea is to make it the world's best. And I'm honoured to be along for such an early ride and to be able to share it. These are the calibers of cars that we've got today. This is the Vantage GTE, the latest generation being towed out. The significance of this is it is still covered in the race patina from the last time it raced. Such is the historical significance of the cars that we have available to us over the next 2 days. The significance of it is I've been told that I can get in all of these cars except for the GT1, which is understandable. I understand that. But the keys to everything else, apparently, they're on the table. So stay tuned for the days which are about to unfold. I don't know if this is going to be a 1 or a 2-part video, but next level stuff. All right, let's just start off with what we actually have here. And these are going to be running the circuit over the next few days. So this is a real works Aston Martin DBR9 GT1, no less. I believe this is chassis number 3. As I mentioned, it's a full fat works car. And to see it in the iconic Gulf livery is particularly special. So we'll be digging down into these in the actual main video over on the main channel in more depth, speaking to drivers and doing all of the sexy B-roll and all of that jazz, but that's one of the cars that we have on track. Next up, we've got this thing. Now, if you've been following endurance racing over the last sort of decade, you'll be familiar with this car. This is the Aston GTE. This is a 2013 to 17 car, and this is particularly special because it's an FIA Drivers' Championship winning car. I think this particular chassis won twice. The AM team in 2014 and the Pro team in 2016. So this car has got some serious history. It's the real deal, and it's got the full fat endurance racing setup on it. Just to have this thing stationary is one thing, but the team is going to be running it, and we have some special names who are going to be driving it. We've got Sorensen and team, and we also have a couple of other drivers who have raced some of the other cars here. So we're not playing around. It's going to be a special video, so be sure to head over to the main channel to get the flavor of what this incredible day is going to be all about. This is one of my all-time favorites, probably based on the way it sounds. This is an Aston GT3 V12. Importantly, no silencers, unrestricted. And this was entered into the 2019 Nürburgring 24-hour. Just look at it. Look at the aero sculpture as well on this. I mean, compared with the previous gen, this is full fat, Michelin slicks, retained patina, the real deal. I even love just here, look, it has window tear-offs for endurance racing. So effectively, these are multiple layers of tear-off skins. When it comes into pits and it's covered in bugs and debris, pit member comes in, grabs all of those, tears it off, and they've got a fresh, clean windscreen to rejoin the track once again. Very, very cool to see this thing. It's going to sound unbelievable because it's de-restricted, no silencers, full fat V12, naturally aspirated. And then we have this, a more contemporary interpretation. This is the new generation Vantage. This is the Aston GTE. This is a 2018 to 2020 model car. I believe FIA Drivers' Championship towards the end of its career in 2020. And I believe it placed third at Le Mans. Let's just contextualize the metal, what I just said there. Third at Le Mans. These are all very substantial, very special cars in Aston's history. Now, interestingly, we're filming this the same week that Aston Martin have announced that they are re-entering Le Mans with a Valkyrie AMR Pro. Now, we don't know the final interpretation of what that car will look like, but ultimately, it's based on this car here. This chassis, the tub, the aero, everything about this car is actually quite substantially different to a road-going Valkyrie. Believe it or not, there's actually more room inside the cockpit of a AMR Pro because there isn't the same amount of sort of hydraulic actuation that runs through the central transmission tunnel. But from an aero point of view, I mean, just look at it. It's absolutely berserk. Once again, we're on Michelin Pilot Sport slicks, carbon on carbon brakes. It's going to require getting some pretty substantial temperature in this thing. But the fact that we're here documenting the significant history of Aston Martin within the world of endurance racing on the dawn of their announcement of returning to Le Mans and endurance racing with none other than the Valkyrie is quite an amazing occasion. It just so happens to be by chance that we didn't time it with Aston, but we just think it's a great time to start speaking about it, considering the lineup that we've got here and what's about to unfold. And then we've got the sort of non-race cars, as it were. You can actually configure and enter a Vulcan into certain race series, but it was originally designed more as a sort of track-only toy, really. That's what it was for. And then also we have this over here. There we are. Got the Zagato GT4. So Aston heavy, incredibly special. A few days ahead. Once again, main channel. Get over to it. All of these will be running. Driver interviews, onboards, and for some reason been granted the keys to some of these things. So let's go and warp our minds.
On the back there. On the back. What?
Oh, wow.
IMSA Petit Le Mans, Mans Sport.
So these are real works stickers from these events.
Yeah.
This is no joke. Wow, what a machine. The sound of these as well. Side exit exhausts. Pretty special.
Proper car.
Proper car. Okay, so because race car, we're having to sort of manually place and tow the cars down here into situ. This is going to be our interview backdrop for the drivers. So we're, team is effectively pushing and maneuvering the cars into the position we want for the take. We're then shooting all of the B-roll of the car there, then putting the driver in front of it for the interview, and then bringing in the next car. Now, we've got 7 cars. It's gonna take forever. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to do them all in one day, and we only have 1 day of driving. So today's static, everything's stationary here, and then tomorrow's dynamic on track, where we've got to drive all 7 cars and film them all in a day. Yeah, I know it doesn't sound like much, but it is actually a massive undertaking from a time point of view. The other pressure is, this is never going to happen again, so we really want to do it justice and get it right. How does it feel stepping in the roll cage now versus when you first stepped in the roll cage?
I can't remember. That was fantastic. Oh, it was nice, really nice.
Brilliant.
We could do one more Le Mans in it.
Yeah?
Historical Le Mans, Nicky.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But only 4 hours, 24 hours too much.
have you told the story of the winning year at Le Mans when you went back out the pits?
I forgot to tell it because that was.
To tell that story, yeah.
Actually, I was less than an hour, and we were leading.
We were leading by a couple of laps, and Christian went back in the car, and I think you pushed the throttle a little bit too hard on the exit of the pits,
And then we couldn't turn off the pit.
and what happened was the throttle kind of went out of calibration. So when that happens, the car can only idle. So of course we're in the pits, we're all massively panicking because we can see Christian just outside the exit of the pits, basically just idling on the pit speed limiter. So we had to do the whole lap on basically idle speed. Came back in the garage, and then we had to do a full throttle recalibration. With an hour to go along, but thankfully everything went well, and we got back out again and won the race.
Considering I'm not actually going to get a chance to drive this one of all the cars, I just thought I'd have a seat just to feel what it's like to be behind the wheel of a GT1 car. I mean, this is poster on the wall endurance racing car stuff. Full fat, pro drive, sequential box, NAV12, endurance legend. And it's just here, next to a Vulcan and a VALKYRIE AMR Pro. How daft is that? I mean, this is a works car as well. You forget how pared back and serious a full fat race car is. I mean, you know that saying that gets thrown around way too often when supercars are referred to as like a race car for the road? They're just not, are they? I mean, look at this thing. I mean, that is more like a fighter jet cockpit than it is anything that resembles a road car. Very serious piece of kit. What's quite interesting is how far away I feel from front axle. I mean, the bonnet feels so far away. But in theory, it should have a slightly familiar feel to the DBS. In theory. Completely stripped out, look, roll cage. This bucket seat is super snug. It's a proper serious thing, this. But I think my favourite thing of all is these stickers. So these are real heritage racing stickers from events like Sebring, IMSA races, Le Mans. So I've had some fun days at work, but this is up there. So not only have we got Ascari to ourselves, but we're also sort of directing all these pretty rarefied racing Aston Martins. So we've got this lineup taking place. We're trying to position them all in a line so that when we fly the drone over the top, it'll look like a sort of lineup of storied Aston endurance history. And then, because we only have a short amount of time in which to film all of these, we're going to use it as our backdrop and B-roll stations. So effectively going to go down
the line of all of these cars. Kind of making a family racing video and content for the channel at the same time. And we are truly honoured, actually, to be involved in this. Cars like this, I mean, GT1, you don't just start it up. That V12 has to go through a sort of preheating thermal cycle before you can even turn it on. So it requires a degree of team. So these guys are currently placing them all manually, as it were, into this line. Then we're going to do all of the shooting, and then we're going to bring these two, because all of these are official, actual racing cars. And then, obviously, while the VALKYRIE, AMR Pro and Vulcan are incredible pieces of Aston Martin history, they're not technically race cars. Well, actually, this one's about to become one soon, which will be phenomenal. Honestly, I'm kind of pinching myself that the week that Aston have said that they're taking VALKYRIE back to Le Mans, we've got it here. We've got what the racing car will be based on right here for a shoot with the greatest collection of Aston Martin racing cars. I mean, you couldn't write this stuff. It just sort of crops up. And then a familiar old friend, if anyone subscribed to the channel a few years back, I was really fortunate that somebody was crazy enough to give me the keys to a road legal Aston Martin Vulcan in which to do Gumball 3000. So this is a platform, remarkably, that I'm quite familiar with. This car we followed and documented the journey of quite heavily over the last few years, and the rest of these, quite frankly, I'm actually starting to learn a lot about them because there's so much history and nuance involved that it's important that we get our facts right. So I think in the main video I'm probably going to end up doing quite a lot of voiceover to make sure that I get in all of the factual anecdotes correctly. So this is effectively a current gen platform.
I raced, well, that kind of platform at Le Mans this year.
You raced it at Le Mans this year?
Yeah. In different colors for a Danish team and all this,
Sure.
but it's exactly the same,
Right.
basically exactly the same car. Like they felt balance-wise very similar, I have to say. And that's obviously where you're aiming anyway, so
Sure. Yeah.
the more similar they were, the better it actually was for us.
All right, so a couple of these cars, as I mentioned, this needs a pre-thermal heat cycle, a pre-start heat cycle. So this one needs to have heat run through the engine before it starts, and we're going to turn on, do a startup of the Zagato as well, just so that tomorrow when they go out we know that they're all set. So Zagato's about to have a fire up. This is basically a current gen platform GT car. So to have this here is ridiculous.
You want to turn the...
We're doing, no,
They're here. Trying to get this. Look, I've got a Vulcan and two Aston Endurance racing cars chasing us. They want to go. I'm trying. These guys really want to go, don't they? I'm trying my best. Just here, look.
That was
Absolutely ludicrous.
Duct tape
Christian?
holds the racing industry together. Black tack holds the film industry together.
Christian, can I ask a small favour? Could you just put it on and just sit in for me, just so we can see what the deal is?
So the reason we're putting it on Christian's lid is every other car is a full fat race car, and the visibility is like looking out of a post box, right? Whereas the Vulcan doesn't have a sun strip on it. It's got a big windscreen and fairly wide window apertures. And Christian's going to be placed central to the pack of the other 6 cars. So when he's looking around and picking his line, hopefully, look at that, and it's just above his eye line. So we should get what he's seeing, which is cool.
Take the 2 GTs in the front first.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You got to let it takes time for it to adjust.
Oh, okay. Actually, 2.5 looks good. We're going to have more natural sunlight as well once it's out of the tent.
Absolutely bright out there.
The only thing going through my mind was then these guys need some airflow in through the car.
Was that good?
Yeah,
Some of those moments were
It's a really nice car.
oh yeah, it's all good. Trying to do some live updates to Everett while driving.
So the last time you drove this was 2014?
14, so it's only 10 years ago.
Wow. That is so crazy, man.
So maybe I can remember how to
So
start.
what was the last race that you did in this?
I think it was Bahrain in 14.
Bahrain.
In 14, yeah.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
That's incredible. Man. How nuts is that? Honestly, some of those scenes were just, I mean, we were losing it in the back of the car.
You were trying to keep the pace.
Honestly, we were losing it in the back of the car. We were just like, what?
I could do 24 hours now.
Yeah?
Let's go.
Oh, it's like,
Here it comes.
it's beyond ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
On the Vulcan.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
It's so ridiculous. Because we can frame up for any car. It's amazing. Whoa! The Bentley coming through. Who gets back first?
one part pits, right?
Twice.
Twice.
Yeah. Yeah. So trying to get a bit of heat in the tires.
Look at this. This is why Ascari is different. So we've got this barbecue setup, trackside, incredible chef here. I mean, look at the chicken. Look at the sausage. Also, this is, I mean, look, there's our sort of temporary pits, as it were, but to have this trackside is exceptional. What's the verdict on this rig so far?
It's good. I like it.
I think it's good. I think as well,
It's just more snug than this guy.
but also the bigger camera that we used to put on, it's not every driver that wants that on his lid.
Well, this is what we used to put on.
Massive. That's super snug, isn't it? It's good.
We used to have that,
It's massive.
which is 360, but it's a beast.
It is, yeah. This lid has raced in the World Endurance Championship. It's quite a serious lid for a serious driver. Look, there you go. Look, WEC 2015. Like, this stuff is no joke.
Yeah.
Just casual 24-hour of Le Mans sticker there, and here we are, rigging it up. Pretty wild. They are serious lids. Nikki's about to go out on fresh Michelin, like brand new, fresh Michelin sticks on a DBR9 GT1. What sort of afternoon is he having? Can we just appreciate this moment a second, Nikki? You're about to go out on a fresh set of Michelin slicks on a GT1. What do you think?
Fuel and everything.
Low fuel, it's optimized.
Paradise for a racing driver. No, my friend, this is actually the first time I'm going to try this. So this is probably like you, a childhood dream to
wild.
try this. So this is before my time with the brand, and as I always say, I'm looking forward to have something solid in my hand. Back to the shifter. So
Have some fun, man.
so nowadays, obviously everything is like a PlayStation, but this is proper old school. So let's see if I can still figure it out.
Brilliant. I'm sure you'll be fine. Right, so we're about to track. I mean, this was like a poster car. This is a Pro Drive Works DBR9 GT1. We're going to chase it in a Bentley.
But more importantly, is this a good look?
I think that suits you. I think you should rock this. So let's just wait for this sound. It's going to come fast now. You ready? How was that?
Brilliant, my friend.
I can see the smile on your
Work, as
face.
you can see.
Is it hard work?
For real, man. It's for
As I
real,
said
man.
before, solid in your hands.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's so different. It's hard, tough for a man, you know.
What do you think it would be like doing a 24-hour in this?
Again,
Pretty hardcore.
I was back in the day. I did some of the stuff. I know how hard it is when you really start to push your mental side and the physics and your own physics. And obviously, now we got AC and all that awesome stuff. So, yeah, I always have big respect for those guys from that era and before that, obviously. So, yeah, again, childhood dream come true.
So is that doesn't come off the car? Is that part of the structure of the car? So
this is the front split that goes attached to the front bumper. You see these screws here?
So you can put that much weight on it, even though it's just part of the front
you can just
bumper.
Normally, when you're on the race, you have to clean. Okay, on this car you go on the side, but on the LMP cars,
LMPs.
Just
I've
jump
seen
on
some
the
LMP
split,
races. I've
just-
seen people jump on the bonnet of the car.
definitely, yeah.
Signing off from Ascari. Not to sound soppy, but I was just like felt really grateful for what was going on. I thought this is like so incredible as an occasion. It's just nuts. I mean, imagine someone who's followed like World Endurance Championship for 10 years, right? Like someone who's a super fan, and then showing them what we've done for the last 2 days. It's just like unheard of.
When the
Absolutely.
drivers are hyped,
driver's like,
You know
it's
that
good.
it's on.
You know it's good, and they're hopping in and out of cars like they're playing with toys, you know. I still think the best thing was the look on Nicky's face after stepping out of the Valkyrie, because he's driven some serious kit. And he stepped out, he was like, mate. We both stopped, and he was like wiping the sweat out of his eyes.